This is a brief overview of using your Logon process to install an Outlook signature without changing your existing Logon process to FastTrack. So if you were using Kickstart or some other form for your Logon process, you can keep that and then just add FastTrack to the Logon process to install your Outlook signature. With this machine, we're going to start with an empty NetLogon folder, and we're going to build a Logon script with FastTrack and then deploy an Outlook signature. First, we want to set up new. After we set up new, we can always come back and edit the Logon script process. But for your first time, we'll set up new, and you'll just go through the stepped wizard to create that. And we're just going to put in basic files. This will be the editor you'll use in the future. But for right now, what we want to do is we want to move the files up to the NetLogon folder and then begin to edit. So my path is up at test NetLogon. I'm going to go ahead and copy my files, and then I'll be ready to edit and build a signature and deploy it. So now that we've copied all the files necessary to run a FastTrack Logon process to install an Outlook signature on the NetLogon folder, we can go ahead and edit that Logon script in order to deploy the Outlook signature. So this is our editor, and in the editor we're going to do nothing related to Logon scripts except an Outlook signature. So I'm going to uncheck everything that is currently set by default, and then we'll go to Outlook signatures and we'll add a new signature to deploy to our users, and I'll just browse out to take care of that. Okay, we're making a copy of this up on the NetLogon folder. I'm going to have it installed for all new mails, all reply mails. You can have it set to only do the installation once if you want. I'll leave that unchecked for now. I'm going to send it out to all users. And then you have the option to lock signatures, delete existing signatures. I'm going to leave that blank for now. I am going to ask the user to correct any information that may be wrong from Active Directory. And I'm also going to put a shortcut on the desktop in case they need to update their signature in the future. Okay, we've just saved the FastTrack NetLogon in order to install an Outlook signature, and now I'll show you in Active Directory how we're going to push that out to the users and keep our existing Logon process. So on our Active Directory and group policies, I'm going to update the log-on, log-off settings for scripts, and I've gone ahead and entered into the Logon process. And here's where you'll have your existing, whatever your process is, whether it be Kickstart or whatever. And from here, I'm going to add ftlogon.exe, which will point to the FastTrack process. Once you've added that, you will now be deploying your production Logon process, and you have added the FastTrack Logon process to install your Outlook signature. So here we're over to a demo machine, and you can see we have no signature installed on Outlook. So let's just go ahead and close this person down, and we will log them off and then log them back on. So we're running through our normal process to do the Logon script, and the first thing we do for an Outlook signature once we hit the FastTrack Logon is we're going to query Active Directory, show the information to the end user so they can correct it if necessary. If not, they can say OK, and we will go ahead and install the Outlook signature to the end user. So at this point, we've put an icon on the desktop so they can update their signature. Let's go into Outlook, and we'll check to see that signature's installed. It has. In the future, if the end user needs to update their signature, they can just hit this icon. It'll query Active Directory for their information. They can make any changes that are necessary and then say OK, and their signature will be updated. So a very straightforward process to continue to use your existing production Logon and then add FastTrack Logon process to install your Outlook signature. At this point, you'd be ready in the future to migrate over to the FastTrack Logon process, because you have your FastTrack files up on the NetLogon folder, and you can begin to add functionality as you find necessary.